Day 18 of VP Sara Duterte's impeachment trial has concluded. Mobile journalist Fatima Baduria gives us the highlights and sidelights of the day. Fatima, go ahead.
Jago, for day 18 of the impeachment trial, we heard the direct examination of Lemuel Ortoño, the Assistant Chief of Staff of the Office of the Vice President, who testified that indeed the Office of the Vice President requested 250 million in confidential funds from the Department of Budget and Management prior to formulating a physical financial plan or a PFP for this amount, meaning na una, yung pag-request nila ng ganitong pera bago ilatag yung kanilang plano kung para saan gagastahin itong 250 milyon. Nagsumiti rin naman ang OVP ng PFP o ng Physical Financial Plan once requested by the DBM, but we saw that this is for a good governance program daw, no? Walang specific na planong paggastahan, not until we saw the accomplishment report. At dito naman, we saw the same breakdown in the same amount for multiple documents na 125 million ang request, 14 million for purchase of information, 10 million for purchase of rewards, 16 million for maintenance of safe houses, 35 million purchase of supplies, 40 million for medical and food aid, at 10 million for payment of incentives or traveling. So nakita natin yan, may mga ilang dokumento na paulit-ulit ganito yung amount na nire-request nila. And we also saw the liquidation report for this 125 million wherein this was dispersed within 11 days. More specifically from December 21 to 31, despite the PFP saying that this confidential funds is supposedly for the fourth quarter of 2022, covering October to December. But later on, napaliwanag naman ni Ortoño that pambayad ito para sa quote-unquote obligations already incurred, no? Ang ibig sabihin daw ayon sa letter ay ginamit ito for expenses already planned, implemented, and paid from October to December 2022. And all of this from the release of confidential funds, from the request, and then the release and the liquidation ay known to and authorized by the Vice President Sara Duterte. That's according to Ortoño. At lumabas din na walang official receipts for some items, including yung medical and food, even tables and chairs. But according to Ortoño, ang kwento raw kasi ni Colonel La Chica sa kanya ay binigay binayad sa informant for them to buy the said items. Pero hindi naman makumpirma daw ni Ortoño kung talagang abang nagamit itong pondo for those items, and whether these items actually exist. At bukod dyan, kinumpirma ni Ortoño na naglabas siya from his own personal funds ng 150,000 pesos na hiningi allegedly ni La Chica kay Acosta. Yesterday, we heard this already. At hiningi naman ni Acosta kay Ortoño. At yun nga, pero hindi pa raw yan nababalik sa kanya ngayon. Again, we're hearing the name of Colonel La Chica, pero hanggang ngayon ay hindi pa raw nakakapag-decide ang prosecution whether they will call on Colonel La Chica to the witness stand, Diego.
So Fatima, what can we expect tomorrow? Kasi I understand before they start, magkakaroon na ng ruling regarding yung sub judice issue. And I think what's his name, Attorney Ligutan will have 5 minutes to explain himself.
That's right, Diego. The trial will actually begin with Attorney Ligutan na explaining his side, no, kung tungkol saan talaga yung kanyang pinost last week sa kanyang Facebook post, no, na sinabi niya na it's a principle all lawyers and all law students know by heart that misleading questions are not allowed during cross-examination. No, wala naman siyang nabanggit na mga pangalan, pero yung timing kasi na this was after the heated exchange between Attorney Lorna Capunan and Attorney Christine Ferrer. So last week nagkaroon ng manifestation si leading counsel for the respondent Sheila Sison patungkol dyan, no? So ngayon naman tomorrow maririnig natin yung sagot ni Ligutan patungkol dyan before the presiding officer makes its decision regarding that sub judice rule. At pagkatapos naman yan ay itutuloy naman yung cross-examination kay Ortoño, Diego.
Also, Fatima, kanina nabanggit ng presiding officer update, no, regarding health status ni Fajarda. Ano ito?
Yes, actually, naatasan kasi si Dr. Sison from the Medical Bureau of the Senate to verify kung kumusta nga ba talaga, ano nga ba talaga ang totoong kalagayan ni Edward Fajardo, no? Pero na-kumpirma naman daw ni Dr. Sison na totoo nga at kailangan ng bed rest ni Fajardo for 2 weeks, no? Pero after naman ng 2 weeks na yan ay matatawag na, mabibigyan na ng subpoena si Fajardo. So we're expecting as by September 7 ay pwede natin siyang makita during the trial, Diego.
All right, thank you for that report, mobile journalist Fatima Baduria.